Hi, I'm Thatch Wynn, founder of Thatch Real Estate Group. Today I have the great fortune to interview my friend Beck, and he actually owns Sound View Home Inspection.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Can't even pronounce it right. Okay. So man, check it out. So there's been a lot of people ask me about crawl space.
Yes.
So I like you to speak about, right now it's the summertime. It's hot.
Yes.
Speak about the importance of keeping your crawl space right now, up to par.
Yes.
Especially, it's the sometimes it's hot.
Right.
From the perspective of a buyer who's going to be buying a home, and from the perspective of a homeowner.
Okay.
Okay. Speak about that.
Well, on the seller perspective, I always recommend going into your crawl space at least a couple times a year.
Yeah.
The reason I always recommend that because it's an area that it's the last place on our mind.
Yeah.
And usually when you have areas that you just forget about, things can happen.
Yeah.
And when things start to happen, things grow. So going down there a couple times a year to find out if you have moisture, rodent issue, if your insulation from the gravity has caused it to drop down, you'll be able to remedy those problems without it being a huge ticket price for you down the road.
Absolutely.
Now, as for the buyer, if you're buying a house, like I'll tell you the story just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I went to a crawl space. Here it is. It's the heat of the summer, and there's water in the crawl space.
Wow.
Now, these clients, again, didn't go in the crawl space, so they didn't know.
That's right.
We have moisture in there, so think about it. If we have moisture now during the hottest times of our summer, what is it like in the wintertime?
Absolutely.
So those are the things that I always recommend going in the crawl space to look for moisture issues, rodent issues, and you want proper ventilation in your crawl space. So all your crawl space screens should be free and clear of obstructions.
Yeah. Well, speak upon rodent, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, why is that important for a homeowner and buyer to actually be concerned about?
Well, on our last connection here, we talked about when I bought a house, I had rodent issues.
Yeah.
As a homeowner, when you have an infestation, it's important to jump on it right away because they do breed quickly.
Yeah. And
before you know it, they have made a network system from the crawl space to your attic, in your walls, and so on. So it's important to, again, go in areas where you think everything's okay.
Yes.
Check it out as often as you can.
Okay.
Go in the crawl space, walk around your house, see if you see any tunneling.
Yeah.
Keep the vegetation down around your house, the shrubs, any food sources that you may have outside for your pets. Make sure those are locked away.
Right.
And not open. That brings activity to the home.
So give the viewer a tip then. If you have moisture and you have rodent in the crawl space, what should they do? What's the action step?
Well, I always recommend a pest control specialist come out, further evaluate, and make recommendations. Yeah. And then, as I said before, you can do things like keeping vegetation down, keeping food away, looking for any type of activity issues, tunneling around your foundation, going in your crawl space, and so on. So,
what about moisture? Who should you? If they see moisture, who should they call?
Depending on what type of moisture it is, it could be groundwater, where you may need a moisture specialist to come out, foundation specialist, a drainage specialist. Keeping your drainage, your gutters, downspouts, discharging away from the house.
That's right.
There's all different types of specialists for each area, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming out and sharing these great tips and ideas for the viewer.
Yes.
So you guys, if you have any questions for me, for Jane, for all the stuff he's actually shared today, you know how to get a hold of me at thatchrealestategroup.com. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you on the next show. And remember, you guys, always dream big and serve unconditionally.